Okay. Well, any day now. There we go. Hey, it's working. We're live. Woo!
And the sound's already muted, so awesome. Not like last week.
Dude, I got to figure out what we're going to do on August 1st because Hangouts is going away.
Really?
Yeah, YouTube is they're putting in a new thing they're putting like their own webcam thing. So I don't know how that's going to work. I don't know what's going to happen, but yeah, I got to figure out how to do that crap. But anyway,
just when we got used to doing this.
Yeah. Yeah, used to doing this. completely screw it up every week. But yeah, welcome to Nerd Culture Clash, everybody. The show where we try to talk about some of the interesting things going on in the nerd world today, but usually end up going off in some random tangent because that's just how things work around here.
Usually Godzilla, but
yeah. Dude, there was oh my god, man. Doug TNaple and I think it was God, what was his name? Someone else was they were having a discussion about Godzilla, and I'm like desperately like let me in, let me talk to you, let me in.
Open the doors for the love of God.
I'm like I want to talk to you about this because I love it, please. But yeah, okay. So anyway, I'm your host, Comic Book Bob. Joining me as always is my co-host for Nerd Culture Class, Tom the Immortal Cummings.
Hola.
And Tom, entertain everybody for a second because I gotta go shut the door.
Okay. Rob's gonna go shut the door. So let's see. I had a couple questions about the Rat Queens last week. I kind of answered my own questions by reading some stuff again. Yeah, they're just doing stuff out of order. So yeah, like it was 4 issues ago that God, now I'm gonna blank on her name. The one girl lost her arm. And then it was back because they did a story that was out of sync with the rest of them, and now it's gone again. So, not bad. I should have been paying closer attention. God, Rob, where's that door? Well, let's see. Watch some of our favorite videos this week. Rob and I are both fans of the Dingo Doodles and Puffin Forest. They both have new videos out this week. Very entertaining, very funny. Definitely got to say that Puffin Forest is somebody I love watching his videos. They're hysterical, but I don't think I could game with them.
Yeah. Well, I'm backing away, and yeah, I agree with you, dude. But I don't know what you said before this, so I disagree with everything you just said, so that way I don't get in trouble.
Jerk.
But no, yeah, Dingle Doodles is I love her animations.
Yeah.
And because the way that the characters act in her in the groups she is like, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I'm loving the character Gothy.
Yeah.
Ducks.
Yeah, 19 ducks. I stole them. But yeah, check them out. Puffin Forest, Dingle Doodles. They're pretty cool. Okay, where's my crap at? Let me get my notes.
And I did the Rat Queens thing real quick. That's all I talked about while you're gone. So yeah, there we go.
Where the heck did okay. Let me share my screen out here real quick.
Stuff.
Where is it? There it is. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about today is G2A employee tries and fails to bribe gaming news site. Okay, so I thought this was funny because it's kind of sad. All right, so if you do any kind of gaming, you know that especially with the rise of the digital age, you don't really get a physical copy of games anymore. You kind of buy them online, and you use a key to authorize the game. G2A is a site that popped up and would claim to sell game keys for games at extreme discounts, and their claim, totally above board, totally above board. Yeah, total bullshit. These guys sell stolen keys, they sell fake keys, and they've earned a reputation for being like, yeah, it's not our problem. You come back and you buy a key. You're like, hey, yeah, this isn't real. This is fake, or this is stolen. I can't get in the game now. And they're just like,
buyer beware.
Yeah, they're like, la 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 la. Would you like to buy another game key? So they've earned a pretty bad reputation. So then this story came out, and yeah, we're gonna read this because it's like I said, it's funny. An employee at G2A, an online marketplace for digital game keys, reportedly offered to pay gaming journalists and websites for favorable coverage, provided the journalists didn't disclose that it was paid content. In other words, they contacted a bunch of journalists and said, "Hey, if you print this
glowing review,
if you print this review and story about our website that we wrote and say that it is yours, and don't tell anybody that we paid you, we'll pay you." Yeah.
Is good deal, da.
That dude, I swear to God, I don't know if if these guys are based in like Russia or something like that, but that's the voice that went through my head when I was hearing this. Like,
we'll never know.
Yeah, we will pay you if you do this for us. I apologize to anybody that thinks that I'm, being an asshole about that, but that's who I am. By the way, just so G2A knows, that's illegal. It's like I'm pretty sure that in almost every country except for maybe China, that's illegal. Anyway. In the US, the FTC requires journalists to clearly disclose if they are in any way compensated for publishing content. So right there, that's illegal too.
Good day, Stevie.
Yeah. Oh,
we
got people in chat?
Yep, got people in chat.
Hang on a minute. Let me get my phone up here because I suck at this.
Well, it's Stevie Reviews.
Stevie Reviews. Awesome.
It's in there, so.
Appreciate you being here. Thanks for coming.
Okay, Rob, continue.
I'm getting there. I want to be able to see the chat. Hang on. Okay. Good day. Awesome, man. Thanks for being here, buddy. Anyway, game key marketplaces like G2A can be controversial within the gaming and game development communities.
A little bit.
They allow gamers to buy, sell, and trade keys to unlock and download digital copies of the game. Sites like G2A say that they provide a vital service, allowing players to buy and sell used digital games just like they would a brick and mortar store like GameStop. No bullshit. Developers
with no recourse whatsoever.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Developers, especially indie developers, claim that the keys on these sites are often stolen or inauthentic, and I can attest to that because I actually bought a key off of G2A once. And 2 weeks
Never
later,
again.
Yeah. 2 weeks later, nope, it's not real. And even when the keys are legitimate, they result in lost revenue for the development team, which is also very true. There's a couple of YouTubers, I'm trying to remember their names off the top of my head. One of them is Bellular Gaming. He talked about this. Another is Heels versus Babyface. He talked about this. By the way, he's funny. If you want to watch somebody who does funny commentary about video games and video game news and the stupid crap that people do, check out Az from Heels versus Babyface. He's really funny. Mike Rose, the founder of indie publisher No More Robots, has started a petition asking G2A to delist indie titles and even encourages gamers to torrent his games rather than buying them from G2A. They have literally said, he's not the only one. There have been multiple indie game publishers who have literally said, we would rather you steal our games from torrent than buy a key from G2A. And so it goes on.
That's pretty bad. It's like,
let me pull this up here. This is what they sent to this guy. A representative from G2A sent this to Thomas Faust, who is a game blogger from some indie games. Hello, my name. Actually, I'm reading the voice. Hello, my name is Adrian. and I represent a global digital marketplace called G2A.com. Our company is one of the biggest and most popular trading platforms in the world. I'm sorry, I'm coughing up pieces of my pelvis. It is a place where buyers and sellers of games and other digital and physical goods meet to make transactions. I am contacting you because I think your website matches our interests perfectly, and we would like to find out more about publishing and advertising opportunities that you can offer. At the moment, we are trying to improve our brand awareness and public image because everybody
sucks.
Everybody hates us for some reason, especially among the indie and smaller game developers, the ones whose souls we crush. Unfortunately, the majority of public does not understand either our business model or how we try to make sure our customers can safely purchase digital products, i.e., how we screw everyone. We want to make sure people understand we do everything we can to support the gaming community and that we introduce every possible method to ensure every side is satisfied. So far, not that big. No, okay. We have written we have written an unbiased article about how selling stolen keys on gaming marketplaces is pretty much impossible, and we want to publish it on your website without being marked as sponsored or marked as associated with G2A. Basically, we have written this article. We swear it is unbiased, and we want you to put it up as your own. And don't tell anybody that we did this. It's perfectly above board.
Well, the next sentence is just so freaking funny.
Dude, I read this and I literally started laughing.
This is a transparent and just view.
Yeah. Okay, back in the camera. It is a transparent and just review of the problem of the stolen keys. Research it below. I attach an excerpt of the article. If you want the full article, just let me know. And this guy, quite understandably, responds, no. So, yeah, this is like, and then after this is G2A's response after this dude puts this out and shows everybody how shady they are. Okay. These emails were sent by our employee without authorization. He has now been sent to the gulag, for which we apologize to some indie games. We will be sending someone to speak to you soon. Soon. And the 9, oh my God, other media outlets he sent his proposal to. We will be certainly talking to you as well. He will face strict consequences, as this is absolutely unacceptable. He will take bullet to the head. So it's just, it writes itself, man. I swear it does. All right, I'm not going to do that. The actions taken by this rogue employee aren't just unacceptable to G2A. In many countries, including the US, they're illegal. In the US, the FTC requires that any material connections between an advertiser, G2A, and an endorser, the journalist, be disclosed. These connections can include business or family relationships, monetary compensation, or even a gift of a free product to review. Notably, there are no special considerations given based on the size or nature of the endorsers. Streamers, bloggers, and Instagram influencers are held to the same standard as major publications. I kind of call bullshit on that, but maybe. It is somewhat understandable that G2A would want to get some positive press. Well, yeah, considering that everybody thinks that you're Satan. The two big leaders in the PC gaming distribution world are both battling their own PR issues, that being Steam and Epic. Developers saying that Steam's practices are exploitive while gamers are balking at Epic Store's exclusives. However, the fact that G2A or its staff resorting to illegal marketing practices in order to defend the legality of their product is laughable, as the backlash to EA's surprise mechanics agreement. Oh, God.
Well, the thing is that I just looked at the back. Where was the line about the something about about their integrity or whatever. In it, they're talking about, yes, we steal this stuff or it's stolen, and other people we're selling it for offense, basically.
Yeah,
but we're reputable. we're reputable fences.
Their argument is that even if they are stolen, it's not their fault because they're not the one offering the product. They're just the platform that the product is sold through. And I'm like, you guys are so full of shit. As the backlash to EA's surprise mechanics argument shows, the gaming community can usually see through this kind of spin. Yeah. Of course, when EA team members step up to defend the company, they're upfront about it. Okay. So yeah, I saw this story and I just went, this is too good not to talk about. It's yeah, Steve did. Yeah, reputable. My left nut. Oh man, yeah, dude. I'm telling you, man. It's absolute total BS. Mox Rocks 1103 tweeted out. Appreciate it, brother. Guys. Hey, hang on a minute, Mox. Give me 1 second, dude. I want to do something real quick here. Where's my? I'm boomering it. Okay. Where's it at? Come here.
Ah!
Yeah, it's gonna do the screen thing for a second.
Yeah.
Mox, I just made you a moderator, man. If you want to drop any of your social media stuff or anything in there, go ahead and do that, man. Mox has been helping me out. He helps out a lot of people with putting out notices for our streams and everything, and just like helping add volume to our attempts to grow our channels and whatnot. He's also one of the guys that's playing in Chester Busby's vampire game with me, which I'll be doing at 8 o'clock after we're done here. He's a cool dude. Yeah, and just check him out, give him a little bit of love, man. He's helped me out a lot. I appreciate it very much, brother.
Thank you, Mox Rocks.
Thank you, sir. Okay, so on to another story that made me go, huh? Joker doesn't follow anything from the comics, says director Todd Phillips. Okay, so
why are you calling it Joker?
Yeah. Okay, so I've talked to people who are on both sides of this thing. Some people have said that even though because right from the start they were saying that they're taking serious liberties with this character, which that's cool with me. I understand. It's my understanding was it was an Elseworlds. YouTube's favorite mod is on Twitter. Follow Mox Rocks 1103. Get tweets on live streams and comics, IGG art, auctions, TV reviews, karaoke, paranormal. This I command.
And you gotta add the hello sir there at the end.
Yeah. He put everything in caps, so I had to I had to do it like Serpentor. So appreciate it, brother.
Back to the non-Joker.
Yeah, so I talked to everybody, and everybody, like, some people says, dude, if it's not exactly like the thing, I don't want to watch it. And people were like, I'm still interested in this. I'm still interested in this as well. I can understand people being disappointed that it's not going to follow the Joker's, story in the comics more closely. But I also looked at this like, okay, even if I don't see it as the Joker, it's going to be an interesting movie about a man who slowly deconstructs.
Yeah.
About a man who just comes apart and just loses it.
Yeah, it looks good. And like I told you just before the show, if they'd have called this like The Clown.
Yep.
And completely just be like, okay, yeah, this is a Joker ripoff. But guess what? It's not actually the Joker because we're not actually doing that.
Right.
But this is a good story. It's a good deconstruction. It's,
Yeah, it's gonna be a story about a man who completely comes apart,
who implodes.
Yeah, but and like I said, so I was like, okay, I can look at it as an Elseworld story for the Joker, but then he comes out and he says this. Let me go ahead. I'm gonna see if they got his exact tweet. We didn't follow anything from the comic books, which people are going to be mad about. We just wrote our own version of where a guy like Joker might come from. That's what was interesting to me. We're not even doing Joker, but the story of becoming Joker. It's about this man. Okay, if you're not taking anything from the source material at all,
except for the name,
it's not the Joker. It's the Joker name only. So basically, You're trading on the name itself, and that's it. And like you said, if that's the case, then this isn't the Joker at all. So why are you calling it the Joker? This is literally like, we want to do a movie with the Joker name and a character that's similar to the Joker, but we want to do anything that is anything related to the Joker. That's not the Joker. You know, I mean, it's if you don't want to use the source material, then don't use anything from the source material at all. Just like you said, just call it the Clown or something like that. This is like this is. He's like, you know, which people are going to be pissed off, be mad about this. Yeah, they're going to be mad about it because you said you were doing the Joker and you're not.
Yeah.
See, Mox at Stevie J. Are you Bob's co-host? No, Stevie J Reviews is someone completely different. My co-host is Tom Cummings, or I call him Tom the Immortal because he's a freaking robot that never ages.
I have photographic proof that disproves that.
Stevie J Reviews. I wish he never said anything about it and just let us watch. Hopefully, it's a publicity stunt. So stupid. I don't think it's a publicity stunt, dude. I mean, I wish he would have done the same thing as well. I agree with you. I don't think it's a publicity stunt. I think I think basically the people at Warner Brothers don't understand. Like, they don't understand why their stuff keeps either being hit or miss, and they basically told him, you can do whatever you want. And he's like, well, then I don't want to do anything that has to do with the Joker. I want to put my stamp on this. This is going to be something completely different, blah, 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 blah.
Well, it's the same. If this had been a statement last year,
yeah,
you know, when you're like, because, you know, one of the big arguments, you know, that geeks like us have had since then is, okay, it's the Joker's origin story. Which Joker's origin story are you doing? Because there are several.
Yeah.
If they just would have been like, we're doing a new one, we're doing our own, that's what we're doing, and go. If you would have done that like a year or two ago, well, that would have been much better accepted than to waiting till, oh yeah, it's almost out, and yeah, we're just doing our own thing.
Well, it's not even that they're doing their own thing, because like I said, I could accept this as an Elseworlds Joker. He's literally saying, like, we're not following anything from the comic. Like, nothing. Like, literally, it's going to be some names are the same, and that's it. And and I think they're realizing, because they're looking at the backlash that other people that have tried to take something like say Star Wars with the Last Jedi, where he basically is just like, I'm just going to throw out everything else that came before it, and I'm just going to do whatever the hell I want. And the fans went completely friggin' ape over it. They lost their crap. They're realizing with this movie and how divisive that the fans are becoming, this could very well sink this movie. Which again, like I said, is unfortunate, because I think Joaquin Phoenix is a great actor, and I think everything that I've seen of him in the trailer for this so far looks interesting. Like I said, I'm still going to go see this movie.
Yeah.
But if the fans come out in this movie and they just absolutely destroy it, I get it. I understand it. And in this particular instance, I have to say it's deserved, because you tried to pull a grift. You there?
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, it's like this is a grift. This is, we're gonna give you the Joker, but then at the last minute they're like, it's not the Joker. So this really disappoints me. It really does, because like I said, I was actually kind of looking forward to this movie just for being what it was, and I'm still gonna watch it just for being what it was. And if it's as good as I think I'm hoping it's going to be, that's great. But if you're marketing this to comic book fans, you owe it to them to give them what you say you're going to give them. You say you're going to give them the Joker, you need to give them the Joker. Okay? This is not, and from what he's saying here, this is not the Joker. Steve J Reviews, yeah, just hoping. I think the movie itself looks great, but agree that it's stealing the name for namesake if they use literally no source. Yeah. This would be like if they did a movie called Superman, and it was about a French MMA fighter, who gets nicknamed Superman because he refuses to give up in the ring. Like that's kind of like the mindset that I'm getting from like what he's saying here. Now it is possible that when he says that they're not taking anything from the comics, he's talking about they're not taking any.
They're not doing the previous Joker origin story.
Right. That it's going to still exist in the same world. It's going to still have a lot of the same beats. They're just going to come from different places. I'm hoping that's what he means.
Yeah.
Because like I said, this is a tweet, and tweets are a horrible way to communicate, and a lot of stuff can get lost in translation. But if this is like legitimately 100% what he's meaning here is that they didn't follow anything from the comic books at all, then this is a grift, and a lot of comic book fans are going to be ticked off, and rightfully so. But what do you think, man?
It's like I said, if they'd have done this, a year, 18 months ago, just come out and said that, like I said, like we're going to do, since there are already so many versions of Joker's origin story, we're just going to do our own. It doesn't necessarily even fit into the DC cinematic universe quotes stuff. If they would have said it then, first of all, it would have taken the wind out of a lot of people's sails that were bitching about it, about exactly that, which one are you going to do? What's this going to be based on? You're going to, which Joker are you doing? No, we're going to do our own, because there's already precedents of more than one. So we're doing a new one.
Yeah. They're even doing that.
If they did.
Yeah.
If they'd have done that, then fine. This tweet that you just put out could be anything from that to, it doesn't even take place in Gotham.
Yeah.
It's a completely different story, which in that case, call it something else.
Yeah. I do know that it takes place in Gotham. I do know that they mention the Wayne family at least.
Yeah.
But it's just, I don't know, man. This is a weird thing to say at this point. But
this needed to be addressed a lot earlier.
Yeah, and the other thing too is, like you said, there's multiple origins. There's multiple stories for the Joker. They're actually doing a book called Three Jokers. Because there's they did a storyline a couple of years ago, back when Rebirth was first coming out, where the Batman gets this. There are these characters called the New Gods, and one of them is a guy named Metron, who is the god of all knowledge. And Batman actually gets the chair that he has that has all the knowledge, and he becomes, for a short time, he becomes the god of knowledge. And he asks the chair, who is the Joker, because that's one of the mysteries that he's never been able to solve. And the answer he gets back is like he can't believe the answer he gets back. He's like, that's impossible, because the answer he gets back is there are three. And it's like, what are you talking about? So, but yeah, like they could have done just said it was a different origin for the Joker, which it may be, and I'm hoping that's what it is. But this is a weird thing to say right before the movie comes out.
Yeah, that it's bad PR. If that's what it is, it's bad PR to do it this way.
Part of me wonders if they're doing this because they saw how much the outrage mob rallied around a movie like Captain Marvel and pushed its sales up. Part of me, like the conspiracy theorist in me, is looking at this going, is that what they're trying to do? Is they're trying to rally an outrage mob here or something? But I don't know, man. It's just a weird thing to say. But I'm still going to see the movie. I hope it's good. And yeah, I mean, it's just like, wow, I don't get it. Excuse me. Okay, so unfortunately, I'm going from that to something that's a little disappointing, and it's something I've actually tweeted out a couple of times so far this week. But oh no, not this. This is just one of the things I wanted to touch on before I actually touch on the thing I was going to talk about. Disney response to Little Mermaid casting controversy. Danish people can be black too. Honestly, as far as the whole look, I get that people are upset that they're race changing the character. Not because of the racial thing, but because people like, okay, I don't know if you guys know any Disney fans. I have two of them in my family. My sister and her daughter are rabid Disney fans. I mean, they own every movie in every format possible. My sister, they've got VHS of the movies. Like my niece collects. They have these special edition when they were putting out the animated movies. Still, they had these special edition snow globes that were like 100 something bucks plus a piece. She's got like 30 of them. Okay, they are freaking rabid, and they are upset not because the character's race, but because that they're changing anything at all. Like she got upset. There was a character in the Beauty and the Beast live action movie that they just did a couple of years ago, like 2 years ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, whatever. Anyway, I don't watch any of them because I think it's all a bunch of crap. She got mad because there's a character who in the animated version, they were in the library or something, and then in the live action version, they weren't. They were somewhere else. And she's like, why did they have to? They moved them. There's no reason to do that. I'm like, gee, you're getting upset because of an extra? Okay. But that's how rabid fans are. Okay. Like Star Wars fans, Star Trek fans, these Disney fans, they don't, when you are fanatical about something, and that's what a fan is, the word fan is short for fanatic. When you are that invested in something, if they change anything, it better be for a really, 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 really good reason.
Yep.
Now it may be that they did auditions for this character, and she was just the best person that auditioned for it. That may very well be possible. I'm tripping over my tongue here. But you have to understand that, while there are some people that would be upset about the whole racial thing, a lot of fans are going to be upset because of the fact that it's changing anything at all.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I know people, like I'm a Star Trek guy. I'm watching like one of the J.J. Abrams films, and I'm literally sitting there going, there's no reason that they've done that. Why did you do that? This looks terrible. Why did you do that? It's when you love something, you don't want people to screw with it.
Discovery. What did you do to my Klingons?
Oh my God. Don't even get me started on Discovery, man. The thing about Discovery that sucks, by the way.
Back to Disney.
No, I have to go on this tangent because you brought it up. The thing about Discovery that sucks is that show could be awesome.
Yeah.
The cast is actually pretty damn good. It's just they don't know what Star Trek is. But okay, back to this.
And done.
And scene. So the people automatically, automatically the whole like, oh, you're a bunch of racists, blah 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 blah. That's not necessary. I mean, don't get me wrong. I am absolutely sure that there are some people that are just like purely like, why is a black person, blah 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 blah, whatever. There are a lot of fans who just don't like it when you screw with the stuff they love, especially when it looks like it's just done as a PR stunt, which Disney is known to do. I said, Stevie J reviews, I do understand people getting upset. If they made Blade black, I wouldn't like that. No, I get it, dude. Don't get me wrong. I'm looking at this. My first impression when I saw this was, this is 110% a friggin' political PR stunt. Basically what this is and actually I feel that way about all of the live action Disney movies that they've done. My response to all those movies is basically, we have milked these movies. If they made Blade,
that makes more sense now.
Yeah, I was gonna say that makes a little more sense now. I think this is Disney just basically going, we have milked these movies for everything we could possibly get. How can we get some more money out of these things? I know. Hey, people of color, you can have this hand-me-down. Give us a bunch of your money now. And look how progressive we're being at the same time. Like Disney, honestly, I have very little love for Disney. I haven't watched any of these live action films. I don't care if they're good or not. I was like, I don't need to watch this movie. I've seen it.
I said, yeah, the only one I'm probably going to see is Lion King because it's still an animated movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's
live action, but it's still animated. So yeah, that's a Disney.
Well, it's just CGI animation now.
Right.
Honestly, I don't know. I might go see it just for the special effects. But yeah, I don't have any desire to see any of these movies. And to me, this is just like.
Plus, let's face it. It's Disney. The story's already butchered.
Oh yeah,
original version. She dies at the end.
Oh yeah, and that was actually
the prince marries somebody else, and she dies.
That was actually another one of the arguments that they're saying is like, well, if you guys are so upset about changes and stuff, then they should do the original version where she dies and blah blah. I'm like, look, people grew up with these movies and stuff. Yeah. Like I said, they're fanatical about them. The vast majority of the people that are upset are not upset because of the race thing. They're upset because they're changing anything. Mm-hmm. And to the people who are upset about the racial thing, I mean, I get it. Me personally, I don't care because again, I have no desire to see these movies. I've seen it before. I've already seen it, and to me, it's just Disney making a cash grab because they can't come up with anything new on their own. I just crave. Yeah, I do. I'm the same way, dude. All things, Stevie J said, all things aside, I just crave new material, make new engaging characters and stories, please. That's the thing too. What's his name? Young Ripa, who's a YouTuber, and I really like the dude. I like watching him. He's part of the fandom Menace. He put out a video talking about this, and he's really like his impression of this is basically like Disney's going, literally like these are hand-me-downs to these people of color. He's like, here we've already made all of our money. Here you can have this busted old thing.
And this just said is there are plenty of other fairy tales like this that are based in Africa. African legends. You could do Window. You could do Anastasia. I can't. The other one. There's another one I can't think of right now. They're all good stories, and Disney can butcher those stories just like they did the Grimm fairy tales. And that would be not necessarily awesome, but that would be Disney. If you want to have black characters in a story, you should probably make a story about black characters and do that.
And you can actually, and when you do that, you can actually, use the culture that responds to that character.
Right. You could do Hindu stories.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You could do a bunch of them.
Dude, the
Chinese, Japanese cultures, you could start doing movies based on them, based on their folklore, based on their fairy tales, and have their culture in it. And
dude, if they did a movie about Gilgamesh, that would be freaking awesome.
They would they would have to butcher Gilgamesh just to make it a kid's.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, man. And like,
but then again, butchering the stories is what they do. They make them. They make them into just these sugary sweet things, and put them out there, and they'll give you diabetes watching them.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, go ahead and do it. I mean,
it's I can understand the argument both ways. Me personally, like I said, I'm not investing in these movies. I don't care. Stevie J said, at least they're making a new Mask movie. Yeah. You know what? Actually, the whole big thing about that is they're talking about making a new Mask movie and they want to do a female lead. There was a female Mask in the original series. The thing that I'm looking at though is if it's a female version of Stanley, then that's kind of stupid. But if they do like something based,
if they do the female character that they already have in that genre,
that would be pretty cool. With it. But my thing about the Mask is, and here's the thing, and this is probably going to piss a lot of people off. I didn't like the Mask.
I hate you,
dude. I'm sorry, dude. Here's the thing. I am a comic book guy. I read the graphic novel first. That movie is not that comic.
No, it's not.
Okay. That comic,
I still enjoyed it, but yeah, it's not.
I can understand why people enjoyed it. Jim Carrey is a great comedian actor. I'm sure. I mean, there were parts of the movie that made me chuckle. I personally didn't care for the movie, and if they do, like, if they legitimately do like The Mask, like the actual comic, the graphic novel, that thing's going to be rated R.
Yeah.
So honestly, I don't care what they do with it. If they're going to do it like a continuation of the original series, Cameron Diaz is the only good thing about the movie The Mask. Dude, that was actually the last movie that she actually looked like herself. Cameron Diaz. If you look at Cameron Diaz in that movie and then you look at her in the next movie, she became anorexic.
Yeah.
Or something. I don't know what was going on there, but she was hot in that movie. I'm 110% behind that. She was 10 times. She was an absolute dime. But then later on, and I'm not saying that she was ugly later on. I'm just saying that like she hit the caloric burn really hard. Yeah. So as far as like the Mask thing is concerned, I honestly, again, that's another movie I don't care about. But and then the whole Little Mermaid thing, I get it. I think that Disney did this literally to create buzz. I'm sure the young lady that they got for this. I swear to God, when I read this first, I said Halle Berry. I was like, Halle Berry?
What?
I thought it was Halle Berry at first. I'm like, what? But it's Haley. I think it's still Haley. It's Haley Bailey. I'm sure, and from what I heard, she has a beautiful voice. I'm sure she'll do a great job with the songs. But for the people who wanted the original character, I can understand why they're upset. Hopefully it exceeds everybody's expectations. But I have no desire to see this movie because I don't give a crap about these live action remakes. Now moving on to the thing that Disney did. So this is some controversy that's surrounding Disney, but this is the thing that I really care about that really ticked me off. Disney denies father's request to put Spider-Man on 4-year-old son's gravestone. Disney denied a request to have a father use a Spider-Man image on the gravestone of his son, Ollie Jones, following his death at the age of 4 from a rare genetic disease. And I'm not going to try and pronounce that because I can't. I shouldn't even done that. Ollie's father wanted to honor his son and his love of Spider-Man by placing an image of the famous character on his gravestone. However, when he approached Disney about using the character, his request was denied. This is the reason. Now, the reason why Disney's reason for doing this is what really ticks me off. Stevie J said, "Gotta go, guys. Great stream. Thanks a lot, Stevie. I appreciate you being here, man. Yeah, I mean, if everybody that's in here watching this, please tweet it out. Please like it, share it. Anything you guys can do to help grow the stream, I appreciate. And I appreciate you being here, dude. I enjoyed talking to you, brother. See you next time. Huge ass hello. Hey, what's up, man? All right, so getting back into this, this is what Disney sent to him. Issued a statement to the Sun regarding their denial. We extend our sincere condolences. If we played a small part in Ollie's happiness, we are honored. Generations of fans have responded to our characters with the same wonder and delight that Ollie did. In fact, many believe the characters to be real. We have striven to preserve the same innocence and magic around our characters that brought Ollie such joy. For that reason, we follow a policy that began with Walt Disney himself that does not permit the use of characters on headstones, cemeteries, or other memorial markers or funeral urns. According to Independent, Disney did offer to commemorate Ollie with a hand-inked and hand-painted personal celluloid. Although we cannot grant the family's request, we'd be pleased to commemorate your nephew with a hand-inked, hand-painted personalized celluloid that recognizes his love for Spider-Man, which will read for your nephew's name. Thank you for letting us share the magic of your life, your friends at the Walt Disney Company. We feel privileged that we had him as a fan. Here's the problem. They've done this before. They have given people this idea that they don't want their character associated with death. I have actually looked into this, and I have found dozens of headstones and grave markers and whatnot with not only Marvel characters but Disney characters. Okay. I've seen them with Mickey Mouse. I've seen them with Donald Duck. I've seen there was one with Snow White. This is bullshit.
Well, the thing is, were they done with Disney's permission?
According to at least a couple of them, I was able to confirm that yes, they were.
Okay, because that's a big difference. Because
yeah,
you can get stuff put on your tombstone, and also a lot of the Marvel stuff could have been before they were Disney licensed. So,
well, yeah, the stuff that now the ones that I did see with the Marvel characters, those were done before Disney bought Marvel. Here's the thing, though: this idea that they don't. We're not talking about Snow White here. We're talking about Spider-Man. You just had him in a movie where he freaking died. Okay? This idea that you don't want him associated with death. You just had a movie where he literally turned to dust in Iron Man's arms. Okay? And this idea that somehow, okay, it's a tombstone, okay? It's not a freaking billboard on the side of the road.
And it's also not Spider-Man's tombstone,
right? And they're saying, well, their explanation was another one of the people that came forward and said that the reason they did it is that they don't want children who see it to associate Spider-Man with death. I'm like, on the off chance that a small handful of children are going to see that tombstone, you honestly think that their mother or father can explain to them that's not Spider-Man's grave. That's actually the little boy's grave that loved Spider-Man. On the off, we're not talking about, like I said, this isn't a freaking billboard on the side of the road. It's not an advertisement on television or in Times Square. A very small number of people are going to see this thing. And on the off chance that some of them are a child, how many children are going to make that leap in logic that that's Spider-Man's grave? And that's somehow going to destroy their love of Spider-Man. This is just Disney being
Disney.
Being Disney. This is just Disney being a massive corporate entity that doesn't give a shit. As long if it doesn't affect their money, they don't care. And this is just some busybody in Disney's legal team pushing this crap through. If I was this guy, I would just go ahead and do it and be like, I dare you people to sue me. And there is a I wish I had a link to it. Let me find it here. It's somewhere. There's a what you call it? A petition that's going around for people to sign and tell Disney, hey, enough of your crap. Let this guy bury his freaking son. I mean, well, let this guy put this on his son's gravestone. They've been fighting with Disney over this for like 6 months. Okay. This is obviously something very important to the father. Let him put this on his son's tombstone, for God's sake. This is so heartless. And like I said, it's not like this hasn't been done before. Like literally there are, I wish I should have, because I don't prepare right. I should have pulled up some of the pictures where it's like literally Disney characters on tombstones. And if Disney was so adamant about that stuff, they would have sued these people into oblivion. They didn't. And like right here, this is the line. We have striven to preserve the same innocence and magic around our characters that brought Ollie such joy. But now he has died and we won't be spending any money. They don't care. Yeah, that's basically what they do. And then this is his uncle said this. He said, this meant everything to us. My brother's life has been shattered. It has shattered the whole family. We can't move on until we have his headstone done. There's no headstone on the kid's grave. They're literally they've been asking Disney this for over 6 months, and they finally respond to him and they say no. Spider-Man was Ollie's entire life. He loved it so much. I didn't expect it to be an issue. My funeral director, who was also my friend, called me and told me they couldn't do it. I thought he was joking at first. We understand copyright, but I don't see why Marvel would have any issues with this. Like I said, if I was this family, I'd be like, screw it. Do it. Put it on there. And if Disney's, I dare Disney to go tell them, you have to tear that child's tombstone down because it violates our copyright. I dare Disney to do that. They literally buried his son was they had a Spider-Man person dressed as Spider-Man leading the funeral procession. They buried him with the doll that he loved from the. I mean, this is disgusting. This is absolutely this like I'm physically angry about this. This is so cold-hearted, it's ridiculous. And I went and I signed that petition, and I'm going to try and see if I can find it. I've got the link somewhere. I'll pull it up and put it up there. But yeah, do a search for Spider-Man Ollie's tombstone petition, and you'll probably find it. But yeah, this just makes me sick. So then some more bad news for Disney. There was a viral video that went out with a group of people that got into a friggin' fight in Disneyland. And then Disney tried to come out and say that it was fake. Well, the Anaheim Police Department have confirmed that it's actually real. So Disney's trying to do like nothing to see here. Don't pay attention to the man behind the curtain.
This didn't happen at our park.
Yeah, it's the happiest place on earth. Nobody gets angry or throws punches or is mistreated or lied to here. Disney, the Anaheim-based theme park, is going viral for all the wrong reasons. Over the 4th of July weekend, a brawl that seemed to involve a set of two families erupted in Disney's Toontown. The incident was caught on video and then published on YouTube shortly afterward. Now the altercation is being investigated by police. In the video, you can see a number of people throwing punches at each other while their children are nearby. I'm not going to play the video, but yeah. El Paso's Hanks High School football coach, Jason Blair, who helped subdue one of the brawlers, spoke to KFOX 14 about the altercation. He first aided a woman who was knocked to the ground and had previously been on a motorized wheelchair, so that's a good look. From there, he intervened when he saw the man punching another woman. He detailed that he and 3 other men subdued the man in the red shirt and even caused him to lose consciousness. Recalling the incident, he did question, "I didn't understand why people were recording and not helping." Well, it's because that's the society we live in here, man. After the man in the red shirt regained consciousness, Blair told KFOX 14 that he was still in the mood to fight. Dude's got to be on something. Blair notes, when the man regained consciousness, he kept asking who choked me out. As to whether he would intervene again, Blair stated, "Without a doubt, I would do it again. When something is not right, you have to jump to it." According to the New York Post, after Blair and the other man were able to break up the fight, those involved in the fight all walked away without being arrested. They eventually escorted out of Disney's land by Disney security. Disney issued a statement on Twitter regarding the incident and noted the Anaheim Police Department are conducting an investigation. The statement specifically condemned violence, noting any type of violence is inexcusable and will not be tolerated. They also indicated that those involved were immediately removed from the premises and turned over to the Anaheim PD. Uncooperative. Okay, so it doesn't have anything in here about the original story that they put out where Disney at first was denying that this happened. And I'm like, okay, well, there's a video of it. I don't know about any other place in the world that looks like this. So, yeah. So, like Disney, I swear to God, Disney is like, Disney's horrible. They really are at this point, man. I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. They've always been a very controversial company behind the scenes, even when Walt was running it. If you ever get a chance, check out there was a documentary about Walt Disney. Don't get me wrong, I think Walt Disney was a pioneer, definitely a pioneer of animation, and the guy built an empire. But there's a lot of darkness behind Disney, and at the end of the day, they are they are one of the largest.
They're a massive corporation. That's what they are.
Yeah, they are one of the largest multinational conglomerate corporations on the planet. I remember there was a study a few years ago where this guy said basically all Disney needs to be a third world country is to grow like 10% more food. And they would be the equivalent of a third world country. or a second world country. To be a first world country, all they need is a nuke. So these people have so much power, and they are so just caustic in the things that they do these days. Disney was towed to CIA. There are stories of the underground tunnels, tons of them. Yeah, dude, there was God, what was that documentary that it wasn't a documentary, it was this weird black and white film they did where they went into Disney World after when there was nobody there.
After hours.
Yeah, after hours, and it was shot in black and white, and they actually got into this there's miles and miles and miles of tunnels underneath Disney.
Although that is a bit of a misstatement. There aren't tunnels under Disney. When you're at Disney, you're on the roof.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It is built on top of another structure.
Yeah.
So you're actually on the roof when you're at Disney.
Yeah, and what Mox was talking about, the CIA connection. The top, the Epcot Center, the top 3 floors of the Epcot Center are rented out by NASA. There's a space program based at Epcot Center. You know, there's all these connections. Like they were talking about the Anaheim police here. Disney is so big. They cover such a large area. They actually have their own courts and their own judges and everything. If you get arrested in Disneyland, you go to a Disney jail and you get arraigned by a Disney judge. Yeah. You get arrested by Disney cops. It's insane, man. The power they have is ridiculous. And yeah, they are a heartless corporation. And yeah, I don't even know what else to say about it. It's just that story about what they're doing to that poor kid's father is disgusting. But that's Disney, the happiest place on earth. Okay, let's move on to something more happy. So recently, DC Comics announced that they were ending Vertigo after, I think it was like a 27-year stint, which is actually not true because Vertigo kind of went away in around like 2010, 2011, I believe, and then came back 2 years ago, like a year and a half, 2 years ago, and this is the version of Vertigo that died. But Disney, DC has announced that what they're going to do with some of the characters, especially the classic characters like John Constantine here, they are creating a new imprint called Sandman Comics, the Sandman universe, and they are putting John Constantine in that lineup. So I think what they're going to do is kind of what we were talking about a while back, Tom, is the Sandman books are all going to kind of become their own thing.
Yeah.
And so within the Sandman universe, you're going to have Sandman, you're going to have John Constantine Hellblazer, you're going to have the Books of Magic, you're going to have Death. There's another one I'm not thinking of. Swamp Thing will probably be in there. God dang it! What was the other book? What was the other big book from Vertigo? I'm not talking about Preacher, because Preacher came a little bit later. Although Preacher will probably fall under the Sandman if they ever. Well, the Preacher story's done, but if they ever do any reprints of it, they'll probably put that in there. There's another book, and my brain doesn't want to talk about what it is. Anyway. So they announced that the John Constantine is going to join the Sandman universe. It's going to be one of the first of books under this new line. Let's talk about it says Neil Gaiman, who curated the Sandman universe imprint, commented on introducing John Constantine. So basically, they're bringing Neil Gaiman in to kind of figure out what they want to do with these characters.
Yeah.
Year one was just a start. Now you get to inhabit the world, books and houses we built for you. It was thrilling when I was told that John Constantine, the original Demon Hunter, demon-haunted one who first showed up in Swamp Thing's American Gothic story is coming back to his murky and dangerous roots, which I like this. Please take him out of the main DC universe. I understand why they did it.
Doesn't make it good.
It doesn't make it good, no. So yes, please let the original Vertigo characters and the Sandman characters, let them be in their own thing. There was like one or two times in the original run of Hellblazer that they acknowledged the other stuff going on in the DC universe, but beyond that, they were just their own thing. And that's why they worked so well. They were their own thing. Let them be their own thing. Take him out of the Justice League, for God's sake. John Constantine and Justice League should not be two words that two statements that
go together. No.
Yeah. He's going back to his murky and dangerous roots, more magic and more darkness, and not a few gods and dreams are here for you to explore. That's awesome. I like that. John Constantine's introduction begins during a scene from Gaiman's The Books of Magic series. Yep. Constantine finds himself in the middle of a magical war, a war that will consume the world, a war that appears to have taken his life as he lies beaten and bloody while nearly dead. Constantine sees a vision of a young Tim Hunter who witnesses his destiny holds. Hunter is horrified by the carnage and destruction and flees back into the past and leaves Constantine to die. So there's an interesting story that they're going with here. I like that they're touching on the Books of Magic again. Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, if you don't know what the Books of Magic are, that's what it was. It was the what was it? Was it House of Whispers? Was the other book that I was talking about? Anyway, if you don't know what the Books of Magic are, just think Harry Potter in an R-rated universe.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, it's basically it's Harry Potter if he were older and a lot edgier and rawer. It's, I mean, when I first read the Harry Potter books and then saw the movies, I'm like, dude, this is borrowing so much from Books of Magic. He even looks like Harry Potter even looks like Tim when he's young.
A bit, yeah.
But anyway. So here's the official description for DC's comics regarding Constantine's presence in these upcoming series. So there's going to be a miniseries, I believe it's called The Dreaming. There's going to be another one called House of Whispers. Lucifer, for fans of the TV show Lucifer, you can actually go see the book that it's actually based off of, which the book is way different. The book is seriously different. And then Books of Magic. So we're going to get some of basically they're taking all the Sandman stuff and they're going to put it all together in its own thing, which I think is a great idea. And leave Superman and Batman out of it. Yeah, maybe we'll get Vertigo back to being, the Sandman universe, which is basically Vertigo.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get Vertigo back to being what it once was. I kind of doubt it because you're never gonna strike lightning twice. But hopefully
it's a fire going.
Yeah, but I saw this and I was like, okay, you're moving in the right direction now. Okay, yeah. So this is another. This wasn't on the list of things I was going to talk about, but this is something I wanted to touch on real quick. Marvel makes Professor X's intentions known for House of X. Okay. I read something in this that made me go, all right, time out, slowly roll. Hickman's House of X and Powers of X brings with it the promise of gravitas and an avalanche of variant covers. Oh, joy.
More variant
covers. Ye freaking ha. More on that later. It had to happen with less than 3 weeks to go before the launch of Jonathan Hickman's era-defining miniseries crossover event, House of X. Okay, era-defining. That's what you're That's what you're going to call. That's what you're going to call this friggin' miniseries that this guy's going to do. The same dude who was writing the X books prior to this, that required you to do a relaunch less than 12 months later. Okay. Hickman is not a terrible writer, But the story he was doing, it wasn't very good. It was crap. It was absolute crap. He's the guy that the issue we were talking about when he killed Wolfsbane. He had her get killed by 4 gamer dudes. Freaking werewolf with superhuman strength, regeneration, agility, etc., who's been trained by some of the best hand-to-hand fighters in the entire freaking world, gets beat to death by 4 gamer dudes because you got to have that thing about toxic masculinity and you got to have a female victim. That's crap. Okay. So saying that this miniseries he's going to do is era defining, that's, yeah, I call bullshit. House of X had to drop a solicitation to let people know at least something about the books. That's the other thing. Up until this point, they haven't talked about anything that these books are going to be about. Of course, it came
except era defining.
Yeah, except era defining, which tells you nothing. Of course, it comes with yet another variant cover. Yay! If the book reaches a certain level of demand, I can understand doing a variant cover. Okay, like if your book sells 150, 200,000 copies today, yeah, do some variant cover. Do a variant cover or 2. That's, you deserve it. You deserve it. Your book's doing well.
Or 2.
Yeah, or 2. Not like, oh my God, how many
30 different variant covers,
dude? When they announced War of the Realms, I think that thing had something like 54 variant covers. 50 freaking 4 variant covers.
I for the first time this month in previews, for the first time since I can't remember when, did actually order 1 variant cover.
For what book?
I can't remember, but I just remember just flipping through it. It had both the covers, and I was just like, that one. Yeah. The variant has to be substantially better for me to order it than to just get the regular cover.
Yeah.
Because
like I have there are a couple of books that I pick up regularly, and sometimes an artist would do a variant cover for them. I'll pick up the variant cover of the book that I'm already picking up anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not one of those people that buys a variant cover just because a particular artist is doing it. I know people that do that, and that's cool if that's what you want to do. I don't do that because to me, it's like, it's the same book. Now, if the artist on the cover isn't doing the work on the inside, then that's kind of like a pass for me.
Yeah.
Like if Jim Lee does a cover for some crap book that has crap art in it, I don't care if it's Jim Lee cover. I'll just go find the picture online and download it. If I want the picture. But anyway, of course, it comes with yet another variant cover. This one giving off a very 90s feel with Storm, Havoc, Cyclops, Jean, and Wolverine, all in their costumes of the decade, except perhaps Wolverine, who converted from the brown and tan back to his original yellow and blue by the time 92 came around. This is the best costume he's ever had. The reason why he's in this costume is because everybody knows this is the best costume he's ever had. I love that Havoc's in the 90s outfit. Cyclops. The reason why they're wearing these outfits is not because of anything that's going on in the book. It's because these outfits are iconic, and they're trying to attract those people that love these characters back at this time. But this is just the cover. If the art and stuff inside doesn't match,
yeah,
who cares? And then it goes on to talk about, all the different stuff that they're going to do. Doesn't tell you exactly what's going to happen. It just in the House of X, Charles Xavier reveals his master plan for mutant kind, one that will bring mutants out of the shadows of mankind and into the light once more. Basically, what you're saying is you're going to undo all the crap you've done.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which we all kind of knew you were going to do, considering that you are relaunching this thing again. And you're not calling it X-Men, you're calling it House of X, of course. So whatever, man. This whole thing just, why does Magneto look like Bill Clinton? I did not use my magnetism on that woman. Anyway, I can't get excited for this. I really can't. I love this picture right here. I love this cover because it's Joe Madureira, and I love Joe Madureira. I'm not buying this book because Joe Madureira did the cover. If Joe Madureira was doing all the art on the inside, yeah, okay, I would. But he didn't. So, and like I said, this picture has been out for months. I've seen it. Okay, whatever. So, I mean, I'm not hoping for it to fail, but from what I've seen so far, this just sounds like more of the same crap. And yeah, I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's the best X-Men book ever written. And Tom has nothing to say because he doesn't care.
It's not that I don't care, but I'm certainly not up on it. So
yeah. But okay, so that's all the news I'm going to go over, and then there's other subjects and stuff like that we could talk about, but it's too depressing and it's all stupid. But I do want to hawk some indie books, and the first one I want to talk about is Jawbreakers God King. The culmination of the epic God King story that began in Jawbreakers Lost Souls. So, for those of you who are new to Comic Skate or any of that stuff, Jawbreakers is Richard C. Myers' book. And the first book was written by Myers, and it was drawn by John Malin. This book is written by Myers, and it's drawn by understand. Let me see, where's the guy's name at? Aaron Alkiff. I'm probably Alfetch. I'm butchering his name. And I have Aaron. If you ever see this, I apologize, bro. But the art looks pretty good. It looks like a good transition from Malin to Aaron here. Color by Color Channel, who I believe did the first book as well. And this is actually these books are actually a trilogy. I believe it's supposed to be a trilogy. Al Fetchy. Huge ass just corrected my pronunciation. Al Fetchy. I appreciate it, man. I suck at names, man. But the book's doing really, really well. It just launched yesterday. I don't even think it's met its first 24 hours, and it's already at $55,000. It's at 555% of its original goal. So this thing's going to be 250K at least. Probably more than that. If it keeps going at this pace, it's going to be 400, 500 grand. So, that's good. I mean, that means it's going to unlock a bunch of stretch goals, which let me see. Are there any stretch goals down here? Nope. He hasn't put any stretch goals up here. Current stats, 94% of the interior story pages have been drawn. So the book is almost completely drawn. I like this current status thing here. This is something I think needs more of these independent books need to do.
Yeah, let you know where they're at. So like you're like, oh, you're done, you're ready to go. It's like, no, we got another year before we'll get this stuff out.
Yeah. And I think that will alleviate some of the tension that happens when you have people putting out books and they don't finish them for like a year.
Yeah, if you know if I'm like signing up for this now and I know it's not going to be out until August of 2020, okay.
Yeah.
But if I'm signing up for it now and then like August 2020 comes up and I'm like, where the hell's my book? That's two different things.
It's almost 420 on the West Coast. But yeah, I like this. It's so that means that the book's almost completely drawn. About over half of it's been of the interior, almost 70% of it's been colored. Almost half of it's been lettered. So that means that this thing, by the time it's done, by the way, and the art looks great, by the way. By the time this thing is done, this thing will be damn close to being finished. So that's a good idea. And I think that's a good idea for crowdfunding going forward as well. I know a lot of people are really upset with Ethan Van Sciver's Cyberfrog book because that thing's like 8 months late. And I totally understand that. But I think what happened with Ethan is he ran into a bunch of problems. Part of it's his own fault because he did something that a lot of people who don't have like an editor keeping them on task does, and I think he even said this at a couple of points where he kept changing what he was doing.
Yeah.
He kept adding stuff. He kept adding to it and adding to it and adding to it. Because originally the book was only supposed to be like 45 pages. and it's like 80. So it's huge.
So you're getting more than what you paid for, but
but
I'd still like to get it.
Yeah, but it's still like it's like 8 months late. And he also one of the things that I know a lot of these first time crowdfunder guys are saying is that it's a lot harder, that it's a lot more difficult to do. There's a lot more to it than they thought, especially like getting everything printed, getting it together, getting it sent out. I know there are some people up until like a couple months ago, they were still getting books like the first Graveyard Shift and Lone Star. They were still getting those books, and they were putting fulfillment out for those things at the beginning of the year. So crowdfunding is a lot harder to do than people think it is. I do think that you need to have a good game plan going in, and you definitely have to have, you need somebody to keep you on task.
Well, it's even like when Aaron Alkovich did the Serenity Rose book, and he came out with that, and I found out about it almost too late. But he was like, updates all the time. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing that, and he's like, okay, we should have these, we should have these like within the next couple weeks, and they're coming out. And then you had to do I'm sorry. Yeah. I didn't know this is the way, because he's like, I thought I had already approved the, done the final proof on it. Because that's what I thought I had already done. But apparently what I just did 3 days ago was the actual final proof. And now they're going to start printing it. So it's still going to be like 2 or 3 months before we actually have them and can send them out.
Yeah.
So, but it kept everybody up to date, but he just didn't realize that that's.
Yeah. And that's another thing I think you really need to do is you need to keep people up to date. You got to keep putting updates out and let them know what's going on. That'll smooth things over a lot. I mean, I think 8 months is a little much,
That's a bit much, yeah.
When you were supposed to deliver 8 months ago, but I can, like I said, I understand that this is like, especially if it's your first time, you don't know what the hell you're doing. Mox says, many smart guys in the indie game say to have your book ready to go before you start the IGG. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that. And I think a lot of these projects, like a lot of these people that are first timers that are running into these problems, I think going forward, that's probably what they're going to do. They're going to wait until like Richard here, he waited till this thing was damn near drawn, like done. Like this thing is like, I would factor that this thing is like 2/3 of the way done. Okay. Pencils and inks are done, almost completely done. The colors are like I said, almost 70% done. It's almost 40%, like it's almost half lettered. By the time this thing is done, with its 30 days, it's probably going to be maybe another month, maybe a little bit more than that after that he's going to be able to start seriously considering finishing up.
And plus, if you already have like this much done before you put it up, it makes it a lot easier to do stretch goals then.
Yeah.
Because now you're already almost done with your actual project. Now you can do extra stuff to put in with it. Because if you're just starting it now and you're like, oh, I got to do this, and I also have to do stretch goal things, that can get a little dicey. That can get a lot of pressure. Like you said, if you don't have somebody keeping you on task at that point, it can get more than a little bit overwhelming.
Yeah, and I think, and honestly, I think that not having that person like an editor or that to keep you on task, I think that's a much bigger part of the reason why a lot of people end up going over on their time and stuff. You got to have that person who's like an earworm in your ear. Huge ass. I'd like to see Zach promote this on live stream. EVS did one and didn't even show up. Then I hear EVS later said that Zach wanted to put some distance between him and his fans. I don't know, man. I don't take rumor as gospel. I've seen too much vitriol come down without any truth to it. I've seen a lot of people get consumed by it. I know that Zach strikes me as one of those guys that he wants to do his job and then he wants to be done. I agree with you. I would like to see him promote this more. I think he's got an even bigger audience than Ethan does. So you would hope that he would take the initiative on that a little bit more, but like I said, until I see some true evidence of it, EVS said it. I'm not getting warm and fuzzies about backing this anymore. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. I don't know. Actually, I spent more time on this than I intended to because he doesn't really need me to talk about this book. But yeah, I mean, like I said, back what you want to back. That I'm 100% believer in. Back the creators that you like. You don't have. There's no requirement to back somebody. There's no requirement. You shouldn't feel like you're obligated to back someone just because they call themselves something or they claim to be part of share an ideology that you share or anything like that. Back the things that you think are legitimately worth backing.
Yep, back what you love.
Back what you love, and yeah, and that's the golden rule, man. Back what you think is worth backing and deliberately worth backing. I think the overwhelming majority. Dillard draws in and he said a couple things. Mm-hmm. I think the vast majority of people in this community and in most communities are actually good people. Sometimes good people say and do stupid things.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh God, dude. Yeah. If I don't screw up at least 1,000 times a day, I'm not a human being.
Yeah.
But I'm also a firm believer in forgiveness. I'm a firm believer in second chances. And that may make me a freaking target. That may make me, unrealistic, but that's who I am. And because I know how much I've changed myself personally over the last 5 or 6 years. You're not who you were 5 years ago, guys. You're not who you were last year. You're not who you were last week. And if you don't have to be defined by the stupid crap you do. You could take a look at those things, realize that they're mistakes, and go forward with that knowledge. So I don't look for reasons to get to go after people. I personally don't like I went after the Disney because of the thing I saw, but that's because of just like literally the evidence is so overwhelming. But you got to be careful about what people say because things can be easily misconstrued. There might be something going on in someone's life. And it's just you got to be careful about judging people. But I don't know how we got on this subject, but as far as projects like this go, guys, back what you think deserves to be backed. If you don't like somebody, you don't gotta hang around with them. You could just you can walk away. But if something happens in the future where that person comes to you and says, "Hey, I'd really like to discuss something with you," and be willing to at least talk to people. Be willing to at least accept that maybe somebody has changed. Maybe there was circumstances you weren't aware of. But Dillard says, welcome. Mock says, Dillard draws. Welcome, good sir. Love your speed draws. Yeah, guys, if you haven't checked out Dillard Draws website, his YouTube channel, check it out. He does a lot of really cool stuff on there. He just the first book was really dumb. I love Zach's videos, but one of his things when he started was positive interaction with customers. Now he's too good for that. Just my feelings. I'm not too upset either way. I think part of the problem is his channel got so much bigger than he expected to, and so a lot of things are coming at him. It may be priority issues. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's spoilers. Evan's typing something in here. But Dilla Jaws said, "Thanks, Mox." Dilla said, "I'm the same. I am constant. I always was and always will be, like a river, over troubled, like a bridge over troubled waters." I'm not back until I see some life from Zach bailing or not making it even this stream. Yeah, I don't know what happened with that, man. I know he was supposed to be on there to help him promote it and everything, and then I don't know if something happened. I don't know if he just bailed. I don't know what happened. There may have been some miscommunication or something. I don't know. Hopefully they'll clear it up in the future. Evan Von Scriber says, spoiler, and then a smile. But anyway, guys, like if you're interested, check it out. I'm gonna go on, but this, like I said, he doesn't really need me to talk for him. But some of these other guys, they could probably use a little bit of help. Yeah, thanks for putting John Dillard's link in there, Mox. I appreciate it. But this is another book. I actually talked to these guys, Macho Dan and his buddy Mutt. Hero, Blood of Patriots. This is like a typical. This is like a harken back to those old days, old comics, and rah rah. Beat 'em up, shoot 'em up, that kind of thing. Mox and Mutt are good guys. The book has been funded, so I'm not sure when they're going to start fulfilling on this thing. It probably won't be much longer, but yeah, it's a pretty good deal too. Like it's only $15, and yeah, it looks interesting. It's an interesting idea. It's basically this the machine that it reanimates a dead soldier for a certain amount of time, and allows them to kind of like get that last mission in and whatever. And it's the way they described it. It kind of reminds me of the character Deathlock. So they're pretty good guys, like I said, and it's a pretty cheap book too, man. The digital version's only $5. And here it is, November 2019. So you got a couple months to back this. But yeah, this is their first foray into this, and they've got a couple of their stretch goals unlocked. And it'd be nice to see some of these. I'd like to see them get up to at least the 7,000 that they were hoping for, which will put more content in the book. Which I don't know. That's kind of scary because, again, like we were talking about with stretch goals, this might mean that it takes longer to fulfill it.
But if the book's already done, then they can just work on that.
And yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, like I said, they're good guys. The book looks interesting, at least. The subject matter, like I said, it's your typical. To me, it's your typical like those books from the '80s where it's basically just lots of guns, lots of fighting, and lots of soldier stuff.
Yep.
Rah rah. 48 pages of action. 48 action-packed pages. Yay, buddy. But yeah, go ahead and give them some love. This is a book I really want to get, man. Shinobi Sasquatch. This has been put up by Cal James. It met its funding a while back. It's at about 37,000. The art on this book is gorgeous. They're going to fulfill it in October, so there's not a whole lot of time left. But the basic synopsis of this: nearly 80 years ago, a chance encounter with a Japanese ninja master fleeing internment camps and a curious young Sasquatch would result in a decades-long friendship and the first Bigfoot to ever become a ninja. Years later, the same Bigfoot would find himself in a fight with an ancient werewolf, leaving him cursed with lycanthropy. Now, Shinobi Sasquatch, the Pacific Northwest's most fearsome protector, must race against time to save the whole region from an evil cult bent on enslaving it. The story sounds friggin' bonkers. Okay. I mean,
well, you got a Sasquatch ninja werewolf.
It's a master ninja werewolf Bigfoot.
Yep.
Fighting an evil cult. Okay. This is like straight out of like 90s freaking Lobo territory.
Yeah.
Okay. But oh my God, this artwork is gorgeous. Okay. And the artwork actually kind of reminds me of my brain doesn't want to work now. Simon Bisley, who was the artist on Lobo. But it just looks so good. I mean, it really is. Just look at this stuff, man.
Yeah.
It's at the very least, even if the story is so bonkers, it just doesn't make any sense and it's stupid. It's pretty.
Yes, it is. It is pretty. It's very.
It is pretty, man. And as a guy who draws, yeah, as a guy who draws, man, I'm gonna tell you right now, there's a lot of work put into this. A lot of work. So, I mean, I get the feeling it's going to be one of those, like I said, the story is bonkers, but I get the feeling that just from the talks that he's done and the streams that he's been on, that this book's going to be something special. I really do think it is, and again, this is somebody who doesn't have a big backing to prop them up. I really want to see this guy succeed. I really want to see this succeed because I want to see more books like this. And he's at 30, like I said, he's at 37,000. I'd like to see him get up to about 50 because I think that's a good number, especially for your first book. And he's got till October to do it. But yeah, I would really like another a book I backed not too long ago was Battle Maiden Knuckle Bomb. That's Kyung Lee's book, which again, it's manga based, so it's wacky as crap. But again, the artwork looks so good. The guy himself was such a nice guy. I don't know much about Cal. I've seen, like I said, I've seen some streams with him. He seems like a good dude. But this is a really creative idea, and this is the kind of stuff that I really like to support. So I'm hoping he does well with this. I hope the book gets up there.
You just said that it's reminding me of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which I can see.
Oh yeah, I did. Like I said, like this screams 90s to me.
Yeah.
Like the era where there's just the weird ideas that came out of there, like the Usagi, like you said, TMNT, Usagi Yojimbo, Lobo, just wacky stuff that it was just fun. So I'm hoping that, like I said, I hope the book does really well. I'd like to see it get up about 50K. I think that would help him. Actually, what are the stretch goals in this thing? Here we go. Down delay print. Oh yeah, at 40K, there's a team up with Monster MD, and that's another book that I think looks really cool. Is Monster MD. So a team up with them would be pretty cool. That's a 20-page comic from them, and you get that. I believe you get that added to your order initially, so you don't have to pay any extra for that. Then there's
so it looks good.
Yeah, the Monster MD book looks awesome. 45, the cover goes fancy. I'm not sure what that means. But at 50K, I mean, really, the odds are different. But if we do, we'll add 16 more pages to your book. So that brings it to an 84-page book. So if this thing gets to 50K for I think is it 25 for the main book? Yeah, for the main book, for $25, you get an 84-page comic plus the 20-page backup story for the crossover between Shinobi Sasquatch and Monster MD. So that's like 100 pages for $25. If you bought that in a store, you would pay more than that. Now, I know that there's shipping added onto it, so basically, yeah, it would be about the same amount that you would have to pay for a comic in the store. And you just get all this massive, you get a giant freaking book is what you get. That would make this book twice the size of Lone Star and Graveyard Shift. So it'd be like getting both of those books for that price. So, and I think 50K is reasonable, man. I think it's possible to get there. He's already at almost 40, and he's got till October if he actually manages to hit that mark. So if he goes on the right streams and he talks to the right people, I think he could do it. But obviously, it's not going to do it on my stream because I've got like 15 people, man.
Hey, that could put it over the top.
It might, man. Somebody might buy. What's the highest one? 300. Somebody might buy like 10 pages, which is like $3,000. So who knows, man? But yeah, I like this book. It looks cool. I'm definitely backing it. And just for the art alone, because I'm an art guy. I'll be completely honest with you. I'm an art guy. If it's got pretty art, even if the story sucks, I'll probably buy it. But the story from around this sounds awesome. So I think they're going to get best of both worlds on this one.
Yeah, very, very 90s.
Okay, so on to Gunship Thunder Punch. All right, so if any of you guys
are you not going to do Unbreathable Skunk Girl?
Oh, we're going to do that. We're going to save that till the end.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm going to get goofy on it. So Gunship Thunder Punch is being done by Transformers and G.I. Joe artist Brian Shear. Actually, huge ass. Cal is almost Kenny Whiteley. Yeah, he is, dude. I'm going to tell you what. That's another book that I can't wait to get my hands on. Is Brand. Mox, if you could throw a link to Brand in there, man. I don't have it pulled up on here, but everybody pretty much knows what Brand looks like. Kanan's artwork, I'll be honest with you, Kanan's artwork on that book is what sold me on that. Because Kanan's between Kanan, Matthew Weldon, and Cal, those three guys, man, they are taking the art game to a whole nother freaking level, man. I can't wait for that book that Weldon and Edwin are doing. I'm buying all. I've bought every issue of Punchline that Matthew Weldon's drawing right now. Freaking awesome, man! And that the fact that guy does that with a ballpoint freaking pen is just disgusting. As a guy who does art, it's one of those things where you look at it, you go, "I'm never going to be that good." I'm never going to be that good. But yeah, so like the artist pool is getting really deep. But well, here we go. We have Brian Shear, who's Graveyard Thunder Punch. Graveyard Thunder Punch. Oh my God, Gunship Thunder Punch. Brian Shear, who is he's been an artist on G.I. Joe and Transformers for IDW for a really, really long time. This is one of those books that it's like a throwback to those books from the 90s, and it's just bonkers. Basically, the story of the Gunship Thunder Punch is Martians kidnap Nova, Marco's son. Her only chance to save him lies with an abandoned gunship and an inmate with a life sentence who commanded the ship decades before, but this gunship has a secret. It's alive. After spending 30 years abandoning a junkyard, their self-aware transforming gunship might have some trust issues. So this looks awesome, man. 64 pages at least. And see, whenever I see this is one of the things that makes me go, dude, you're not going to hit your friggin' mark. If you're going to do that thing where you keep adding stuff and adding stuff and adding stuff, you're probably not going to hit your mark. Maybe he might. I hope he does. But I think the biggest, like I said, like one of the biggest problems with the crowdfunding thing is I think they need someone to keep him on task. But there it is. Oh, Brand. Brand is by. Hang on a second. You know what? Hang on. I'll throw Brand up in the thing here. Let me pull up my campaigns. I'm pretty sure you can still back Brand. Here we go. Brand is by Antonio Bryce and Kanan White. And here, I'll grab the link here. But dude, look at that cover. Oh, that's so good. That's Kanan. That's early Kanan stuff. Kanan's even better than this now. And then there's this one. This is one of the bad guys in the book. His name's Dark Santana. He's basically the evil version of Santa Claus. But and then there's this one. This is the cover that Brett Booth got upset at him about. Because he said this was exploitive. I'm like, dude, he's a bad guy. He's attacking her. What did you think he's going to do? Give her a hug? But yeah, dude, that's just God. His artwork's so good. This is I think this is a variant cover from that guy Biggs. But give me 1 second. I'll drop that in the chat and paste. There you go. And let me get out of there before I create the infinite. But yeah, let me kill that. All right, so Gunship Thunder Punch. It's at 28,735. It's got 17 days left. It'd be nice to see this hit about between like 40 and 50,000. I think he's got some really cool. Let me pull it down here and take a look. I think he's got some really cool stretch goals. Yeah, 25K. He's putting a he got the 25K one, so he put a fan art section at the back of the book, which I think is pretty cool. He's also unlocked the trading card, so there's going to be a collectible trading card with it. Let's see here. There's going to be these are the ones that have already been unlocked. There's a variant cover by Transformer artist Alex Milne, he's a pretty good artist himself. So that was unlocked, and let me see here. In addition to the book, you get these are things that they're offered in the different packages here. So you don't get all of this automatically. I don't want to put the wrong. Stop doing that. Computer keeps fighting with me here, so I don't want to put that idea in your head that you're going to get all this stuff automatically. I don't see any other stretch goals. So
fan art collectible card, not bad.
Fan art collectible card, and then he has a bunch of different specials. Like you can get you get a couple of prints that he does. You get a couple of prints. You get he has an art book for $75. You get the comic, the prints, and the art book. He has a bunch of different things that you can get. So he's got you can get a 9x12 sketch. You can get a bunch of he's following the Mike Miller school of adding tier after tier after tier. So Dylan draws. All right, guys. Later, guys. I need my phone to transfer money. Awesome, man. Thanks for stopping by, John. I appreciate it, man. Everybody, yeah, like I said, go ahead, everybody, check out Dylan Draws. He's got some awesome stuff up there. I heard it looks great. Okay, cool deal. But yeah, check out Gunship Thunder Punch. Like I said, also Brian does a show with Elliot Fernandez called Paranormals, where they talk about all the weird stuff in the world. They talk about, I think the last one they talked about UFOs. So it's actually funny because they do voices. He does a Michael Caine. It's actually a really good Michael Caine.
Oh.
But is that the name Michael Caine is Australian for my cocaine. Michael Caine. That's such a dumb joke. I love it though. Okay.
I said you're running short on time here, Rob.
Yep, I'm getting there. I'm trying to finish up here.
You got to be someplace else.
All right, so Iron Skies is it's a steampunk book. Again, I'm an art guy. The art looks awesome. That friggin' cover is amazing. That's Kanan, actually. That's Kanan white cover that he did for them. This is the internal art for the book. Again, it looks amazing. It's a steampunk story, so if you're into that kind of a thing, definitely check it out. They got their funding. They've got 34 hours left. Be nice to see them hit about 15K. But at least they got what they got their backing. I'm sure this is going to go into the store because it's not going to be fulfilled until December. So there's time to get this one. But yeah, definitely check this one out. Okay.
And now,
Manny Correa's book, The Unbreathable Skunk Girl. So
you said it right that time.
What's that?
And you said it right that time.
Yeah. Oh God. I'm not going to live that down. Got 22 days left. They did hit their $1,000 flexible goal. They're at $3,220. These guys are 110% grassroots, built from the ground up. This is their first attempt to do this, I believe. He did do this book a while back. He basically redid it and is offering it here. It's 80 pages long. Dude's just an awesome guy. He really is. And he's fun to hang around with. This is the throwback to the old Bad Girl comics from the 90s again. Like She and Lady Death. And it's just it's one of those books that's done with a lot of humor.
And it's got a dead monkey on it. Come on.
And it's got a freaking monkey in it. I mean, you can't.
Well, dead monkey on it. I don't think the monkey's in it.
All of these characters are either characters from books or they're people, their personalities. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, it's a good community. He's a nice guy. The book looks ridiculous, but yeah, it'd be nice to see a couple of these hit a couple more of their stretch goals. But yeah, I mean, he's thankful. He's one of those people that's thankful for whatever he's gonna get, and being that he's a cool dude and he's a nice guy, it's one of those books that I'm definitely gonna be backing this thing up and helping him out. But yeah, check it out. It's looks like it's gonna be fun.
Cool.
All right. So wow, that took way longer than I thought it was going to. We got stuck talking about some of those books, some of the books, and some of the politics behind them and everything. It's like I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah, that first one kind of tripped you up a little bit.
Yeah, it was
a lot extra in that one.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. Let me go ahead and stop screen sharing. Okay. But yeah, and actually this I'm right now what I'm doing, this fan art piece that I'm doing that you see here, this is actually Skunk Girl. I'm trying to finish this up. I was hoping to have it finished today, but as you can see, there's a version next to it. I screwed it up so bad that I actually had to light box it and redraw it. So hopefully I'll be working on that tonight when I go on E. Ortiz's channel. But
go do the vampire thing.
Yep, I got to do that first, which I got like 15 minutes to do that, so I got to get ready to go here. But yeah, anyway, that's all I got, guys. I appreciate everybody being here. Tom, you got anything you want to say before closing here?
Nope. The only thing related to this I did this week was, yeah, I went over to Overly Sarcastic and bought a bunch of their crap. So I have some giant-sized coffee mugs now that I'll be drinking cocoa out of, or tea. But yeah, I love those guys. So
yeah,
they do fun and interesting stuff.
Yeah, I like yeah, and then the Dingo Doodles and the Puff. Of course. Yeah, if you've ever played any kind of role playing game or anything, go watch those videos, man. You're gonna laugh your friggin' butt off.
I stole the ducks.
I stole them. But anyway, guys, I appreciate you guys being here today. Mox, dude, you freaking rock. John Dillard coming in here. I appreciate that.
Thanks for everybody stopping by. Everybody listens and watches later. Thank you very much.
Yep. If you like what you see, guys, like it, subscribe, share it out there. Everything that you guys can do to help us grow the channel is greatly appreciated. Huge ass thanks for being here as well. I'm trying to remember everybody that was here. Evan von Scriver. Appreciate you being here, man.
We know who you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and we will be back here again next Tuesday at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. But that's our show for today. I appreciate it. And I'm Comic Book Bob, and we'll see you guys next week.
I'm Tom. Have a safe and pleasant evening.
Oh, that was that. What are you trying to be like professional and shit? Thanks a lot, guys. Take care.